you clarify any confusion about Neutron? So yesterday it seemed like you were pushing back the date of the launch a little bit. Is Neutron still on track to actually launch off its launch pad this year, 2026?
Yeah, I think probably your headline's overblown it a little bit. What I did say is that it's getting a little bit tighter to get a launch away this year, which is just being honest and transparent. It's a rocket program. They're very, very difficult and complex and large programs. But our intention here is to still definitely push hard to go try and get a first flight away this year. But I think the real question that should be asking is what about the 10th flight? Because these programs, obviously first flight is important, but flight number 10 is actually really, really important because that shows that you've got into a full sense of scale and cadence and reusability, which is really the most important thing for the whole program.
I see us on the word there, cadence. Tell us a bit about that, how you're thinking about the cadence going forward here and the viable path to getting there to a regular cadence.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at our current vehicle, Electron, we actually scaled that faster than any other, rocket in history. So we went from, to 0 to 50 flights in the shortest time in history, and we're on track to, get to 100 flights in the shortest time in history with that vehicle too. So we know a thing or two about, taking a rocket, putting it on the pad, and then flying it over and over again. But Neutron's really important for a few reasons. I think a lot of people focus on it plugging a hole and providing competition for a Falcon 9, which is an important part of its job. But Rocket Lab is an end-to-end space company, meaning that we build satellites both for ourselves and for other people. And with our pending acquisition of Iridium, we really need our rocket to launch our own satellites. So at least 50% of Neutron's capacity is going to be consumed by ourselves.
Obviously, SpaceX was able to raise a humongous amount of cash recently, Peter. How do you intend to continue to raise cash in order to fund some of these expensive endeavors?
Well, I think we're a little bit different than SpaceX. Elon has very grand aspirations that require a lot of cash. For us, we're in the business of getting into cash flow positivity as quickly as we can. And if you look at some of the acquisitions that we've done in the past and about to do, that puts us in that realm very, very quickly. So I think we have a very different sort of profile to the other two big rocket guys. Start off where I'm certainly not the richest. Two of the richest people in the world are our competitors, so they have a totally different cost of capital and sense of capital. We've always been that rocket company that has had to be very commercial from day one, and we're about building a good solid book and a commercial enterprise that's enduring and making money.
I look at the report, backlog, $2.36 billion with 90-plus launches here. How should we look at that? How should investors look at that backlog? And at what point does it become something that should maybe raise some concern with investors if it gets to be a certain size or it gets to grow bigger and bigger again?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think everybody loves a great big backlog, and I think between the last quarter and now we added nearly $1 billion of backlog, to the company. So, but backlog is a great metric, but execution is the true measure. And if you look at the company, I think we've established ourselves as as a very strong executors. Previously and throughout history, we do what we say we're going to do.
The Iridium deal, as you say, that's pending complete completion, it potentially opens the door for direct-to-device products and that market. How do you see that faring, and particularly against some of your competitors, such as SpaceX?
Yeah, so look, I've been saying this for many, many years, and I think it's been proven out with evidence from other companies. But the really large space companies of the future are going to look all a little bit the same. They're going to have the ability to build satellites at scale, the ability to launch their own satellites with their own rocket, and have a bit of a communications or a comms play. And Iridium is the entry point for us. It's by no means the end point. And one of the reasons why we like the Iridium platform so much is that it has a very unique spectrum, being an L-band spectrum, that allows you to do very unique things. And Iridium has built an amazing business on the back of safety-critical, defense-critical infrastructure. and that's something that we'll continue to to grow and push. I don't think you're going to see us going head to head in the broadband market. I think that's very well served and a tough place to be, but I think there's a tremendous opportunity in some of these more discrete and unique areas of the comms market.
Peter, talk to us about the Kepler deal, which you announced yesterday, this deal with Kepler Communications, purchasing a dedicated launch of Neutron for no earlier than 2028. How important is that to you in the business?
Well, it's funny because I think naturally a lot of people would expect that we just should sell all of the rockets that we have for eternity, and if we were just a rocket company, that would be a great assumption. But we have to assure that we have rockets left in production and available to launch for our own aspirations, also for some of our defence customers who need assured access to space. And right now, I've never seen the rocket industry and launch so constrained. So for us, we are extremely selective about who we give up this very valuable capacity to on the Neutron rocket. So it was great to have the Kepler guys on contract. We've known that team for a very long time, but it is a very very kind of constrained environment right now that we have to navigate carefully.
Peter, what's the detailed plan for getting to cash flow positive? Is it just a matter of time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Neutron, after we have the first flight of Neutron and we flick into commercial, flights, that is a huge point, inflection point for the company. And then, of course, any acquisition like Iridium does that immediately. So we have a fairly short time horizon to that.
I look at that pantheon of Mynaric and Motive and Iridium, which we've talked about. Are you hungry for more deals yet, or are we going to pause here in terms of the company's acquisitive stance?
Yeah, never done. I mean, look, all of those acquisitions have been very strategic, and I think launch is a tremendous moat, and everybody can see that. It's the big show in the sky. But actually, we acquired a whole bunch of component companies and scaled those, and components are just as much of a moat. So, no matter how much capital you had, if you just turn up and say, I want to build 1,000 satellites, you just can't, because there's just not the supply chain there to go and provide all of the components for the spacecraft. So for us, I mean, that's not a constraint for us, of course, but for other people entering the market, it's a huge constraint. So you'll continue to see us, tuck in those little deals in the side, but deals like Iridium certainly aren't going to be the last, and you shouldn't think of us as the L-band comms company. This is the first of many, I would say.